What is going on, movie fans? Today I am here to review Cry Macho that stars the awesome and also worn down Clint Eastwood. Why do I say worn down? Well, this movie feels worn down. It's another grandpa movie that you would watch when you're either 60 years old or you're about to die. So the movie starts off with him getting fired from his job by his boss, but him and his boss are really good friends. So I thought it was a joke, but he actually fired his friend. And then his friend has the balls to come up to him about 5 minutes later in the film and say, hey, can you do me a big favor and I'll give you your job back? Can you find my son? He's in Mexico with my ex-girlfriend. So Clint Eastwood gets in a car, he starts driving this way, and he goes to find the son, and he gets a couple clues of where the son could be from the son's dad. Clint Eastwood gets in a dress to go to a party. He shows up at this party, and it's full of young people. And it's a gang, too. They got earpieces, and they're holding guns and shit. It's a very uncomfortable party. Ton of young people, and they're drinking, snorting cocaine. And he finds the mom of the son that he's looking for. And she's young, too. And they go upstairs to talk, and then she gets a little irritated with him. She's like, well, what do you want to do with my son? He's my son, you know. Tell my ex, that piece of shit, low-life, poor-ass loser, that it's my son. And so then Clint Eastwood's like, well, you know, he just wants to see his son again, you know. It's the boy's choice who he wants to be with. And then she switches gears with him. So, you come to take my son from me, huh? Why don't you come play with me? And my brain... Clint Eastwood's like 90 years old, and this young, hot Latina wants to fuck him? There's a million guys downstairs at the party, and she's like, I want to fuck you. You specifically. You're hot, young old man. And then she lays on the bed, and she's like, it's my birthday, by the way. Why don't you come and spend some time with me? He's like, flattered, but I'm just here for the boy. I'm stupid. You know why? Because I kept watching it. Because I was so curious where else it was going to go. We find the son. And the son's at a rooster fight. And he's making money there. And then Clint Eastwood somehow meets up with the kid in there. And then the cops show up. And for some crazy, miraculous reason, they have the best luck in the world. And they just kind of slip out the back. And then they're set free. The cops are surrounding the area with the cockfighting. And they just slip through the back. As if the cops are like, where did they go? Let's not nitpick though. Let's move on. So then he moves on, and the kid has a friend, and you want to know what happens? You know it's coming. The friend's got a single mother. Guess who she wants to fuck? Old ass Clint Eastwood. So then, my friends, we have another hot Latina that's 35 years younger than him wanting to get in there. Not interested in everyone else that probably hits on her at the mall or the supermarket or the grocery store or online dating or hell, even in person or her job. Nope, no boyfriend. So then the rest of the movie is just literally Clint Eastwood driving around with this rooster. I haven't even gotten into the rooster stuff yet because the rooster's in the whole movie. And they're just driving around, and then some of the gang from the kid's mom sends her people, her gang members, after the kid to get him. And when they would show up, they'd be like, hey man, you want to fight? And it was just over the top and silly. Then the rooster would jump out, and he'd be like, ah, and it'd be on his shoulders, and he'd try to pull it off. And then they'd get in the car and drive off. And then they would stop, and the rooster would run and jump in the car. He'd be like, thanks, boy. He's like, yeah, he's cool, right? He's like, yeah, he's not too bad. He can drive with us. Because Clint Eastwood hated the rooster at first, but then all of a sudden he's like, yeah. The rooster gets them out of like 5 dangerous situations, and then Clint Eastwood figures things out too easily. Now thankfully he doesn't get in a fist fight with anybody because he's super old and that wouldn't be realistic at all. Still watch this movie, guys, because the movie's just basically Clint Eastwood being 90 years old driving around with a 10-year-old who has a rooster that gets them out of gang fights. Because the rooster attacks the gang members and they don't know what to do. They're like, holy shit, that rooster's scary. It's a very soft, non-violent, no cussing type film. And it's perfect for anyone that's a lot older and isn't looking for something that is super violent. It's just an old man adventure. I'm going to grade Cry Macho a C-. So yeah, guys, this is a pretty boring, bland film. It's not something you're going to find too exciting unless you like those slow burner movies with not much violence. I don't see a lot of people saying, yeah, dude, come on over. We're going to watch Cry Macho about an old man driving around with a 10-year-old with a rooster in the car. It's outrageous. Clint, you have made great movies. You will go down as a legend, but it's time to hang up that cowboy hat, my friend. Thanks for tuning in this review, guys. I got more coming up, so until then, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and I'm going to catch you movie fans on my next review.